Good evening, folks. Welcome to Quest Group News Radio. I'm your host, Mr. D. Quest. Now, please, as you come in the building, folks, make sure you hit that like button, share button, and subscribe button. Okay? We definitely appreciate that, folks, because it definitely helps get this case, which we're about to cover, helps get this case a little bit more notoriety for when people are searching it on YouTube, because there's plenty of other people covering this case. But if people are looking for a different type of discussion, those likes and shares and subscribes will help get our discussion out there a little bit more quicker to people that don't know about it. Well, anyway, okay, like y'all know, this is Quest Group News Radio, so we cover a lot of cases. So today we're going to cover the Mackenzie Luek case. Now, as y'all know, Mackenzie Luek was a Utah student, University of Utah student, that was murdered after leaving the airport. Okay, now, there was an arrest that was just recently made in the case. All right, so now we're just going to cover this case real quick and just go over one or two basics. Okay, and try to see if we could, pinpoint some things out. Because the suspect that was arrested, he has a little background to himself. So let me just run through the quick basics of the case, and then we can discuss this case, okay? All right, now here we go. On June 17th, 23-year-old Mackenzie Luek was picked up from the airport by a Lyft driver and then disappeared after being dropped off and meeting an unknown male around 3 a.m. near a park in Salt Lake City. Now, once her friends and family didn't hear from her the next day, fear kicked in, and a missing persons report was quickly filed. Now, during the course of the investigation, it was clear to police that her last text was to the unknown person that she met up with on the night she disappeared. So this individual was immediately moved up to the top of the suspect list. Okay, people, now let's fast forward. On June 28th, approximately 2 weeks after Mackenzie disappeared, the suspect, identified as 31-year-old Ayula Ajayi, was taken into custody after an investigation uncovered a fresh dick area, charred female human tissue, and items belonging to the missing student in the backyard of his Salt Lake City home. Okay? And then finally, on June 3rd, searchers found Mackenzie's body in a shallow grave near Logan's Canyon and eventually added on a murder charge to the other slew of charges that the suspect, Ayula, was already being charged with. Okay, people, now that's the basic story. Now, I'm sure a lot of y'all people didn't covered this story or followed this story already, okay? It's definitely a sad story. First of all, rest in peace to this young lady. She didn't deserve what happened to her, okay? And condolences to her family. That's first things first. Now, a lot of people saying, okay, now when she originally came from the airport, she was coming from a funeral. I think her grandmother had passed, for those who didn't know. I think her grandmother had passed and she went back home to the funeral. So she was coming back. Okay, now for whatever reason, on the way back, instead of heading straight home, she was going to meet up with this guy, the suspect, Ayula, however you say his name. So anyway, a lot of people found that strange. Like, why are you not going straight home? When you get out, off a flight, and I gotta agree with that. Now I'm not besmirching her at all. You know what I mean? But I do gotta agree with that, because if, if I would have to say that to my daughter, I would say that to my daughter. Like, listen, this would be one of those cases you point out. You get off the airport, take your butt straight home. You get out the club, take your butt straight home. I'm like that regardless, you know what I mean? Now, some people are saying that she possibly was some type of sugar baby or sugar, one of those girls that like sugar daddies or something like that. Now, listen, folks. In this era, go to Instagram. And you see a lot of these females on Instagram. They kind of got that way about them where, they don't mind hooking up with people and stuff like that. But usually it's also like, some type of situation where, okay, the girl benefits from the situation and the guy benefits from the situation. All right, but that don't mean that they're hookers or prostitutes. So let's stop acting like she was a hooker or prostitute, because she wasn't. Okay, now yeah, maybe she found the older guy or two, you know what I mean, that took care of her, that just helped out, pay a little bills, and maybe she gave him a little comfort. But that's not a prostitute. Plenty of women are doing that out here on a daily basis. Sometimes you walk through the mall and you be like, yo, how's that girl with that guy? You know what I mean? And sometimes the girl's the one with the money, and you'd be surprised, like, wow. You know what I mean? So let's stop trying to besmirch her name like that, because she didn't deserve what happened to her. All right? Now, why did they meet up? That's the question. Now, my thinking is, I doubt they was meeting up for a hookup that night. Now, I'm not saying that Mackenzie was using drugs, but I'm thinking that guy, he used some kind of ruse to get her out there at that time of night. Now, they said he owned the Airbnb apartment, plus he had like a house that he shared with a roommate or something like that. I'm not sure if the same house was the Airbnb where he supposedly rented out the basement or something. No, I'm not sure if he had a separate property which he Airbnb. All I know is he supposedly had a roommate or something. A little confusing on that part. But I doubt she was going to Airbnb with him. So I think he used the roost as far as, now just thinking out loud here, maybe she was using drugs, right? Let's say not a drug addict, but maybe she has some things to do, and maybe he was like, yeah, I got some uppers over here. I got some Adderall, right? A lot of people use that Adderall to stay awake. Now, she was looking tired when she got off that plane, people. Look at the surveillance footage. She was looking tired. So what if the suspect was like, yo, they was chopping it up on the website, online, previously. So maybe they already kind of knew each other online, and maybe he was like, yeah, come through. I got some Adderall. Just have the cab drop you off here, and then afterwards we'll pick it up. And then, we go back to my house and pick it up, and then you could be on your way. So that could have been a ruse. So stop saying that she was going there to sleep with the guy, because I highly doubt that, man. Look how tired she was. You know what I mean? I don't even think she knew, where he lived like that, And ain't no amount of money in the world like, yo, just come for a quick hookup. She wasn't that thirsty, man. She probably come from a little bit of change. She's a university student away from home. That family got a little change in the bank. You know what I mean? So I think my personal opinion is maybe he had some type of drug that he was offering to get out there. Okay, now that's that. Now another thing is, they say that the suspect tried to sell a bed or something like that on Craigslist. Okay, or give away a bed free on Craigslist. And it's like, well, who the heck does that, man? First of all, if I'm buying a bed or picking up a bed, I don't want your rape bed, man. Not saying that, but come on, people. I don't want that, you know what I mean? It's like, so I'll be definitely kind of heated, like, who does that, man? Just throw the bed away, dude. What are you giving the bed away for? Nobody wants your nasty bed, you know what I mean? Now, the neighbor says somebody said he was burning stuff in the backyard. Now, that's a dead giveaway. And kudos to him for burning whatever in the backyard, because, that's a dead giveaway right there. And also, kudos to him for using his cell phone. Okay, shout out to the dummy for using his cell phone to text her and talk to her on the same night that he planned on abducting her. Okay, now, another thing is, there was somebody in the news that said that Ayula, the suspect, asked him to build some type of makeshift den or holding room down in the basement or something like that, with like soundproof walls. Now, we all seen that type of activity, people. All these stories in the news, people got makeshift bunkers that's used for XYZ. People got storage sheds Remember the girl that was found in the storage shed, and dude was a straight up psycho serial killer. I forgot the dude's name. Big dude that was arrested not too long ago for killing the couple and then keeping the lady hostage after he then killed the boyfriend. So if you see people wanting that type of makeshift stuff in their house, please just report them. Just report them, and that way the cops can, at least check them out and let them know, all right, you on a scope. Now, they said that he had a wife that barely made it out the relationship, right? I think the wife was interviewed and she was like he was abusive and things like that. She said they never consummated the marriage. I guess they only married for like a mutual benefit type of thing, maybe so she can become legalized or something like that. But she said they never consummated the marriage, which is kind of weird because I'm like, how many years y'all married and he ain't never hit that? Come on, man. That's kind of strange, but I'm not going to knock that. But she said that he was very violent and very controlling and very possessive. But I'm like, people, if you're not having sex with the person, then what was the sense of him marrying you and becoming controlling and possessive? It's like, what type of relationship that is? But people was blaming her because they like, well, you should have said something. Now people need to understand that domestic violence, people are just happy just to get out. And they pray that it doesn't happen to the next girl that this nut job happens to run across. You know what I mean? But they also are happy that this dude moved on. You know what I mean? And that's how it is with a lot of domestic violence situations. You don't want to upset the person that's constantly going off. He's moved miles away now. You moved miles away. Okay, you still looking over your shoulder, but every time you check your Facebook, you see that he's still living in Utah or whatever, having the time of his life, so let him be. And then all you could do is just pray for the next girl that she's not a victim of his behavior. So let's stop blaming the ex. Now, another thing, folks, I'm definitely, condolences once again to her family members. That's real scary. We all got daughters, and that's like, I mean, your last images of seeing her was on surveillance and stuff. I mean, nobody want to go through that, man. So definitely, rest in peace to her, man. And I'm sorry that it happened to her. Now, we will definitely follow this case, as things progress with his court case. Okay, but before we go, let me answer some quick questions and comments. Sometimes people message me on Facebook with questions or comments about certain cases that they know I'm, doing, and then I answer them here. Okay, so let's check one or two questions or comments out, and then we'll sign up on out of here. All right, here we go. Hi, Quest. Do you think he planned this? You know what, Ma? To tell you the truth, I do think he planned this because he could have picked her up from the airport, but he didn't want his car on display. Okay, because that would have had the surveillance showing him at the airport, this, that, and this. He thought he was slick. But see, you could plan all you want, but you still got to bring that cell phone because planes don't land on time. Sometimes the plane arrives early, sometimes it arrives late. Now, if he planned on meeting her, and if that plane ever got delayed, or if you getting delayed picking up your luggage, say that luggage carrier thing breaks down and you got to wait for that luggage to swing around. So he needed that phone on him. So yeah, I think he did plan it, but obviously he didn't plan enough to have some type of burner phone on him or something like that. All right, now I don't know what happened. They said that she died from blunt force trauma plus asphyxiation or whatever. I don't even know, but we can pretty much tell, you know what I mean? So maybe, he offered her some Adderall. She came by, all right, just kick it, have some wine. Okay, but yeah, I really want to go home, but the Adderall, will help out. Now, I'm not saying she used drugs, but I think he tried to make some advances, and she was like, nah, and then things went sideways. So maybe he didn't plan on killing her. Maybe he didn't plan on killing her, but I think he planned on taking it as far as he could, and he knew that if push come to shove, he's willing to do whatever it is that he did. Okay, next question. Hi, Quest. Do you think he has done this before? You know what? To tell you the truth, I think he has done something similar. I think he's done about it, thought about it, but I think if he has done it before, not really the murder, but as far as like the really aggressive behavior to do whatever he want and get away with it, I think he probably would have used maybe prostitutes, like crackheads, cokeheads, or heroin addicts that's running around. I think if anything, he would have really tried that on them. Now we know he had some previous domestic violence situations, but as far as how far he really took it and we don't know about, then it could be some female drug addicts out there that felt his wrath, but that never came forward. So, okay, next, Hot Quest is obvious what his motive was. Yeah, it's definitely obvious what his motive was. I mean, that's for sure. Now, whether he was successful or not, I don't know, but I mean, yeah, he could have just did anything besides what he did. I mean, come on now. She wasn't the only fish in the sea. There was plenty of women that been to his house before that he was engaged in activities with before. You know what I mean? Some people do the sadist masochism. That sex slave stuff where the S&M bonding stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? Where they do that. There's some people that like that type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? That sadist sex lifestyle, you know what I mean? And they sign contracts with safe words and stuff like that. So if you want to get rough then find somebody that's down with that type of stuff, and y'all do y'all safe words and everything is consensual, and then it is what it is. But these people are just going out, and I gotta blame the adult industry on this one, because when you look at porn nowadays and go on the internet, and let's say you go to Pornhub or certain sites like that, you can search anything on there. Rape scenes, snuff scenes. And I mean 1,000 videos will pop up with whatever you type. You know what I mean? And of course those people are actors and actresses, but they make it look as real as possible. So it really looks like that person is raping somebody. And these people are getting off on that. And before, that type of adult video footage wasn't accessible. Because back then, adult videos, it would come on TV at night, on cable, you know what I mean? And some of it was like soft porn with like Shannon Tweed, you know what I mean? And some of it was, real porn, but it would come on late at night, and they just had basic skits. But now, you go to these porn websites and everything is just sadistic. They try to find people that look like little kids as possible. They'll be 18, but they look like they 15. So now you got these pedophiles. They look at those type of videos. You got these rapists looking at the violent predator sex type of videos. So yeah, the adult industry definitely helped light the flame that a lot of these people was already carrying inside of them. But we're not going to, talk too much about that. Okay, next, I think her lifestyle played a part in it. Now, we don't know her lifestyle now, so let's not besmirch her. Just because she had one or two people that would help take care of her financially, that don't mean nothing. A lot of women have that. Okay, a lot of women got one or two guys that look out for them financially. And if they have sex, they have sex. You know what I mean? It's not like leave the envelope on the dresser. It's like, all right, they taking care of you, you taking care of them, so... I don't even think it's about no lifestyle. I think he just used the ruse, you know what I mean, to get her over there, and that's what that is. All right, last question. Hot Quest, prayers to her family and friends. Yeah, definitely. We're going to end it off on that note. Definitely prayers to her family and her friends, and I hope this dude get the maximum sentence possible. And also, shout out to him for using his cell phone, which was able to get it traced back to him, plus his messaging on Facebook or Instagram that he used. So shout out to him for being a dummy. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to her. And last message, if you got daughters, just tell them to be careful out there. You know what I mean? And if you got sons, tell them, stop looking at these adult videos and thinking this stuff is real. That stuff is play. You know what I mean? So don't think that you're going to go out there and do these kind of activities to these women because it's not right. So let's definitely raise our kids, folks. But I'm up out of here. Now make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay, because we got plenty of videos that we already uploaded, and we got more videos to come, people. The more subscribers we get soon, we'll be able to go live and really dive into a couple of cases. But we'll definitely follow this case up as more updates come in. All right, but that's just my thought on this case, people. So I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all stay safe. Peace.